Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Welstra product deck profile for December 2022. This is one of the new decks in the Raging Flames against Emerald Storm booster set. Another Brandgate deck. I feel like we have so many, decks for Brandgate now. They definitely seem like they're the most supported nation, just with different types of decks you can build, because we also have another one coming out in set 8 for, kind of working counterpart with Eva. But this deck focuses on using the different set orders that can become units and activate other card abilities. It's a really awesome deck that focuses on Blitz CEO Welstra gaining power and being able to operate those products that we set up in the order zone. It definitely takes some getting used to for the playstyle, but can be a lot of fun once you figure it out how to use it completely. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the ride deck, our starter is Blitz Mechanic Wharton, the standard when wrote upon. If you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Blitz Programmer Strasser. When this unit is wrote upon, search your deck for up to one, or hand for up to one grade 1 product card, put it into your order zone. If you searched your deck, shuffle it. If you put a card from your hand, you draw a card. So it basically makes up for the fact that if you added a card from your hand, you get to draw a card and make up for it. So the grade 1 order that you will set up is the Incandescent Flame Cannon, which is your main go-to way to retire some other units. We'll get to the orders in just a bit. For the set order products, our grade 2 is Blitz Technology Researcher Uber. With this card on Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. You activate its operate ability, and when this unit is wrote upon, put a product from your order zone into your drop. Search your deck for up to, or hand for up to one grade 2 product card, put it into your order zone. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put a card from your hand, draw a card. So this is just upgrading the product, going into the next one after your Incandescent Flame Cannon into the Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress. So this is just operating the different products and starting from the bottom up to go bigger and bigger with each one that you make. With our grade 3 being Blitz CEO Welstra. When having this unit as your main go-to grade 3, it gains the additional power and also lets you choose a product from your order zone and operate. You have all these options available to you with this card. We'll get to the grade 3s. We're going to go over the actual set order products that we run in the deck. I run one copy of the Incandescent Flame Cannon, Abhalsal, I believe is how you pronounce it. You only run one because you can search it with the grade 1, and if it's in your hand, you can at least make up for it with a draw. With it, after a set order is played, put it into your order zone. And the operate ability is from the order zone. When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. If you did not retire a card, you draw a card and choose a card from your hand and discard it. So you really do want to have that retire power. This is what the cannon is meant to do, but at least it gives you a draw and discard to search into some more important cards in the deck. I also run 4 copies of the go-to Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress Rearguards with this card and its operate ability. It gives you the play when this card is operated. Choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards, retire it. If you did not retire a card, choose one of your opponent's vanguards, and it gets minus 5,000 until end of turn. And from the order zone, when your grade 3 or greater vanguard is placed by riding from a grade 3, put this card into the drop zone. Search your deck or hand for up to one grade 3 mobile fortress of obliteration, Rearguards maximum. Put it into your order zone, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put a card from your hand, you draw a card. So this is the upgrade meant to do for the option of being able to set up your grade 2 and then go into the grade 3 option by upgrading the order. It gets pretty complicated with all these set orders that you want to search out and use. Being able to search the product zone or hand for a grade 2 and set it up with Uber when it's wrote upon, and then having the option of when your grade 3 or greater vanguard is placed, being able to upgrade it right into your grade 3 cannon, which is Mobile Fortress of Obliteration, which we are running 3 copies of as well. You cannot play this card. You have to use it from the actual Rearguards when you set this card up and operate it, and then upgrade it into the Mobile Fortress of Obliteration. When you operate this card from the order zone, when it's operated, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, choose one of your opponent's vanguards. It gets minus 5,000 to end of turn. Then you can counterblast 1 and return a rear guard to hand to call this card as a 23k 1 critical normal unit to an open rear guard circle. If you called a card, put the unit into the order zone at the end of the turn. So this is just the way to call out an order as an actual unit on the field. It's quite impressive just with being able to do that, and then set up the play against your opponent with a 23k unit being able to swing against their already minus vanguard. Now, moving on to the grade 3s. Ideally, you do want to run 3 additional copies of Blitz CEO Welstra. I am substituting in 1 Blitz Top Sales and Rig as an added backup grade 3 with Welstra. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you choose a product from your order zone and operate it. So this just allows you to operate your go-to order that you may have set up in the order zone. And when you operate a product, this unit gets plus 5,000 to end of turn. So it's pretty simple Vanguard. The main plays all come from your actual products that you operate in this deck. But still, you have the Persona Rides and the option of when your Vanguard is placed to upgrade the other grade 2s into your grade 3 product that you have. I also additionally run 2 copies of Blitz Top Sales with this card on rear. If you have a Vanguard with Welstra on its card name, retire this unit, search your deck or drop for up to 1 Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress, Frejutz, or Mobile Fortress, Frejutz Maximum. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So it's search power, being able to retire this card to get what I would say are the more important product cards into your hand for you to use. Moving on now to the grade 2s. I want to run 4 copies of Blitz Engineer. Hopefully, when this unit is placed on rear, if you do not operate a product this turn, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose a product card from your order zone and operate it. And on Rearguard, during your turn, if you operate a product card this turn, it gets plus 5,000. So if you have the additional product cards in your order zone, you can at least be able to use this card for that option of being able to operate the product if you haven't reached that grade 3 play with your Vanguard yet. Having that play to operate the card gives you the play to use with it, and also just being able to use it again with Welstra. So you can activate the 1 Hopefulio first, and then a second product card with Welstra thanks to it, minusing more and more of your opponent's Vanguard's power and any other plays that the products you have in your order zone would do. I also run 2 copies of the Blitz Accounting Department Head, Sordia, as an additional and final grade 2. On Rearguard, when you operate a Mobile Fortress of Obliteration Frejutz Maximum, if you did not countercharge this turn, you can Soul Blast 1 and countercharge 1. You do counterblast a lot with some of the cards in this deck, so being able to make up with them for Sordio just gives you back some of the resources you may have already used for the cost of a Soul Blast. And I also want to run 4 copies of Blitz Mechanic Iskra. Now I have one of the other double rares, which is Shatart, in it as the Blitz Mechanic as well, as an added option for if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, counterblast 1, and put a Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress Frejutz from your order zone into the drop zone and retire this unit, to choose an Obliteration Frejutz Maximum from your hand and put into your order zone to set it up a little more quickly. But with Iskra, if you do not operate a product this turn, you can counterblast 1, rest this unit, and choose a product from your order zone and operate it, giving you another play to operate a card. You can even go 2 and 2 if you wish, just 2 and 2 of each one of these cards. It's player preference there, and you can also mix around some of those numbers with the last grade 1, that's not the Sentinel lineup, which is Bubble Mine, which gives you just more countercharge and Soul Blast power, being able to countercharge and Soul Charge with this card if you have an order zone that has a set order in it after the end of the battle this unit boosted. And then lastly, for the grade 1s, I run 3 copies of Planet Wall Dragon, just the Sentinel of choice, along with Elementaria Sanctitude, being the Blitz order that can at least block a triple drive Vanguard without having to pay the cost. Moving on now to the trigger lineup with all the pressure we can put against our opponent, minusing their Vanguard, and also just having a bigger order come onto the field as a unit. I'm running 7 front triggers, so 3 Cardinal Draco Imperio and 4 of the heavy transforming heavy machinery. Now, if you have a 4th copy of Imperio, you can always put in a 4th copy of that and take out one of this card. I only had 3, sadly, but it's more pressure for you attacking into your opponent with these units and being able to get front trigger after their Vanguard's already been minus power. And I also run 4 copies of the Amelorate Connector. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets shield plus 5,000. Just another way to guard against your opponent while still keeping hand consistency, having a draw over a critical in the deck. And for the heals, I'm running 2 of the Sphere Dragon and 1 copy of Obifold and 1 copy of Creaking World for the ability heals that we can run in the deck on top of some of the other cards. And the over trigger of choice is, of course, the Eldo Breath, being able to double the power and critical of all your front row units if your opponent's Vanguard's minus, just all the more difficult for them to guard with against this card. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. It's a very interesting deck. I know that Brantgate is meant to focus on normal orders and set orders as they are, but this one, especially being able to use the set orders as your own units to attack, retire, and set up other cards on the field, is definitely a different change that I didn't think we'd ever see with Brantgate, but still an awesome one at that. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.